you guys. Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. Hello. We'll wait just a couple minutes here to get people on. Um, Kind of a dreary day today. I'm not sure what's going to happen out there. So let's see. Are you guys excited? We are going to talk a little bit more today about our magical creatures. What have you guys thought? What did you think about Monday stuff? Was it fun? Did you like it? Some pretty crazy stuff. I had fun making it. And today we are going to have fun too. We are going to make ourselves into, should I tell you? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to leave it as a surprise. Woohoo. But first of all, I have two fun books that we need to read first. And the first one is, well, you know the story of the Little Mermaid, right? She was a mermaid, right? Magical creature. And she lived in the sea, but she always wanted legs, didn't she? She wanted to be like the land people and dance and sing. And oh, then she saw her Prince Eric. Oh, Prince Eric. And what did she do? She sold her voice to Ursula. That's and so she was supposed to have a kiss, right? In order to get her voice back. And Ursula did everything. She was kind of mean, huh? So, but what happened? Hmm? Did did she find the Little Mermaid get her Prince Eric? She did, but maybe not in this story because this one is a little different and a little funny. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been enjoying reading stories that are a little bit different or from a different perspective. And this one is going to be from Prince Eric. It says, "No kidding, mermaids are a joke. The Little Mermaid, as told by the prince." And it's really written by Nancy Lowen and illustrated by Amit Taylor. It's a funny story. You guys are gonna like this one. Are mermaids real? A little while ago, I would have said no way. Sea creatures with people's faces and people's arms must be big fish tails. Oh, and people's arms, but great big fish tails instead of legs? That's nuts. Then I met this girl. My name is Prince Alec. I'll admit, I'm sort of a practical joker. If you're looking for someone to put chili powder in the toothpaste or to glue coins to the sidewalk, I'm your guy. But back to the girl. I found her in the shore one morning, just lying there. She was wiggling her toes as though she'd never seen them before. She couldn't talk, but she drew pictures in the sand. They were pretty wild. She drew a merman king on a throne and a mean-looking sea witch and a mermaid drinking a potion. And then she drew that same mermaid girl with human legs. I was a little suspicious. Here's why. Not long ago, I had a birthday party on my dad's ship. That night, a terrible storm came up and the ship broke apart. Everyone else got on a lifeboat, but the wind tossed me into the water. I had this weird dream that someone carried me through the water, someone with long, flowing hair and a tail. Or was it a dream? I woke up next morning on a distant beach. I didn't know how I got there. Anyway, I made the mistake of telling my buddies. They've been teasing me ever since. I can't go for a swim without someone tossing a doll in the water. I have to check my oatmeal for fish scales. Did they put you up to this? I asked the girl. Or Jimmy? I bet it was Jimmy. She looked confused. Since I didn't know the girl's name, I called her Marilena. After the Marilyn, which is a big fish. Get it? The problem was I didn't know if I was dealing with a big fish tail or a big fish tail. Now, you guys, check this out. We have tail in there. Tail right here is like a tail, like a dog's tail or a mermaid tail. And then a big fish tail, Tale is like the tall tale, like the fable, the story, the tale. I sure like her though. Everyone liked Marilena. She was great at charades. She could teach kids to swim and to dive in no time. And she blew us away at the local dance contest. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that my buddies were playing a trick on me, especially when they said things like, "Your girlfriend's quite the catch," or "Alec and Marlena swimming in the sea, Kissing." So I came up with a test. Remember my birthday party when I washed up on that beach? A girl from a nearby school had helped me out. She let me use her cell phone to call home. Her name was Kim. I texted her. Want to be on TV? Be famous? Got a deal for you. I told Kim all along the I took Kim along to royal events. I drew hearts around her name in the sand. I wrote letters to her on fancy paper and sealed them with kisses. I sighed a lot and got really good at making goo goo eyes. Can you make goo goo eyes? I still hung out with Marilena, but I made it clear we're just friends. What a pal, I told her. One day I made an announcement. Kim and I are getting married. My parents were thrilled. See, honey, my mom said to my dad, I told you he'd grow up sooner or later. Look at that. This is what I expected to happen. As soon as I was married, my friends and Marilena would admit that the mermaid thing was a joke. Then I would admit that I wasn't really married. The wedding was a fake. We'd have a good laugh and life would go on as usual. Or it would, once my parents got over being mad. This is what actually happened. I got fake married. My friends gave me a nose-shaped pencil sharpener and a case of chattering teeth as a wedding gift. Marilena disappeared. After the fake wedding dance, for a split second I thought I saw her, Marilena's face bobbing in the sea far away. But when I blinked and looked again, all I saw was a bit of sea foam. So you tell me, are mermaids real? I don't tell anyone I said this, but my hunch is that they are. What do you guys think? Are they real? Aren't they real? What would you do if you saw a mermaid in the sea or the ocean? I would be a little scared, I think. I don't know. I have another one about another magical sea creature. Or not sea creature, but just a magical creature. Unicorn Club. This is a brand new book, you guys. I know how you guys like your unicorn books. So I got this one, and it is by Susie Senior and illustrated by Lair Martin. And it's pretty funny. What do you think about unicorns? Talked about mermaids being real. Do we think unicorns are real? Saturday morning felt full of excitement. Saturday morning was sure to be great. Amy was starting a unicorn fan club. The poster was ready and taped to the gate. Unicorn Club is today at the treehouse. Everyone welcome. At 10:15, crafts and a snack and just 10 cents admission. It said in big letters in shiny pink pen. Amy was waiting. That's right. Yep. She jumped and she jiggled, she nibbled a cookie and leaned on the gate. No one was coming. The whole street was empty. Her friends had forgotten, or at least they were late. Her unicorn club was a total disaster. She finished her cookie and tried not to cry. She put down the sign and set off for her treehouse, which wobbled and creaked. And then someone said, "Hi!" A hairy pink face filled the treehouse's window. A big silver bottom poked out of the door. A tail swished impatiently over the railing. A clatter of hooves seemed to rattle the floor. "At last!" cried a voice. "We've been waiting forever. When do the crafts start? We can't wait to see." "Unicorns?" Really? Gasped Amy, astounded. Of course, they all laughed. What else would we be? The smallest squeezed out and he slid down the ladder. His glorious horns sparkled bright in the sun. I'm Legend, he whinnied and nuzzled her elbow. I'm sure that your unicorn club will be fun. So Amy thought fast. You're too big for the treehouse. She ran to the garage and waved them all in. She got out the crayons and the glitter and paint jars. The unicorn crafts were about to begin. They stomped and they sparkled on huge sheets of paper. They cut and they colored and glittered and glued. Then Legend got hungry. What snacks are we having? And Amy rushed off to find unicorn food. The unicorns crunched and they snuffled and slobbered from the magical beasts. They weren't very polite until they were done and the food was demolished, and then they licked Amy with total delight. Okay, giggled Amy. It's time for some dancing, with ribbons to win for the funkiest moves. They wriggled and rocked, and they rolled on the floorboards. They discoed and boogied and kicked up their hooves. I think I would win. I knew. I'm a pretty good dancer. Fantastic, said Amy. I can't choose a winner. Let's all have a ribbon. She passed them around. The unicorns neighed and they tossed their manes proudly. But, oh, Amy saw something squished on the ground. What's wrong? Legend asked, trotting over to help her. My chalk, Amy stiffed, staring into the tube. I wanted to brighten our room with a merle. Hang on, Legend grinned. This is Unicorn Club. He lowered his head and his horns started to glow. The air seemed to shimmer with colors and light. Then whoosh! They had brushes and jars full of rainbows. They all got to work, and it soon looked just right. On Saturday morning was full of excitement. Saturday morning turned out to be great. The Unicorn Club is completely amazing. They're meeting next week, and Amy can't wait. The end. That was pretty cool. So you guys, okay, we are going to do a craft now today. And we are going to make, are you ready for it? Let me wheel you over. Mermaid tails. Yes, that's right. Mermaid tails. We've got so many fun things here we're going to do. First of all, I'm sitting in our ocean because I've got this blue tablecloth here. Take my shoes off. Now, what I did is I already cut out my mermaid tail. I used the back of a Frozen Flakes box. Okay, so it's as easy as that. Just save your box and you can make one too. I just cut out the shape however I wanted my mermaid tail. And now we're going to paint it. And I thought we could paint it a little bit different this week. I mean, you always can use your plain paintbrush and paint it. That's just fine. But I thought we would do something a little fun. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just take and I'm going to just, just with my paint, just like this. I'm going to use 4 colors today because that's just what I picked out. So I did purple there. I'm going to do some green now. What I love about this is there's no rhyme or reason to where you put the paint. You can just do it wherever you want. So now I've got like this pink color. I just thought that would be fun. Okay. And now I've got some blue. And again, just kind of all over. And then what I did from another box, a little bit sturdier box, I just ripped off the side of it. Okay. And I'm going to use this. And now what I'm going to do, I am going to take and just kind of slide it across. See, just like this. How cool! Okay, and it's gonna make a mess on. Make sure you put like a tablecloth or something underneath, okay? Because you're gonna get it messy. Get it all over. Ah, that is so cool. Okay, here we go, you guys. guys got to see this. Now I didn't get the top very good, but there is all our colors just swirled around on it. Oh my gosh, that turned out so cool. Okay, I'm gonna just cover that up so we don't get extra messy. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some cool little fins, such as these. Can you see those? To put on to my tail. And these were actually really easy to make. What I did is I took a coffee filter, okay, and I just colored it with markers. Anything you want. And again, any colors you want. So this kind of whole art project is a couple different steps of really fun projects that I've done in the past. So, oops, got two filters there. So what I'm gonna do is I just colored. I just made a big, crazy color, just like that. Again, no rhyme or reason, which these kind of art projects are my favorite because I'm not very good at staying in the lines. I just like to be crazy and creative. So I'm gonna just do some purple. Here we go. Yes, and I'll just add some green. You can use as many colors as you want, but they are gonna run together. So just make sure you think about that and what colors they might make together is all. I'll add just a little bit of yellow around the sides, just for fun. Give it a little bit more. Then what you're going to do is you are going to dip it in water. Because, I mean, yes, this is pretty, right? But isn't this prettier? So what I suggest you do is you can just, if you have a squirt bottle, you can spray it with water that way. I've got a little thing of water here. You could dip the whole thing in water. You could do little bits at a time with just an eyedropper if you want to do something like that. You can do that too. Totally up to you on how you want to do it. I actually think the squirt bottle thing is the best and my most favorite, but my squirt bottle is broken. I don't want to squirt no more. So there we go. Then you don't want to get it. Oopsies. I was just going to say you don't want to get it too soaking wet, but I just dropped it in my water accidentally. So, whoops. So here's what we do. Then you'll open it up and you'll let it dry and it'll be just these beautiful colors. Okay, so I'm going to put that over there. And now I did a couple beforehand so that they could dry. And I kind of made, here's some pretty, like, I did pinks and greens and purples, and this one I just did some cooler greens and blues and oranges on these. But then this one I did purple and yellow and orange. So I wanted to just show you, all I did after it was dry is I folded it in half, and I took my scissors and I cut it. And then I cut it just into triangles. Okay. There. Now I have all of these scales for my mermaid tail, which I'm so excited. Before we get into that though, as our paint is drying on our mermaid tail, we better add some glitter because who wants a plain mermaid tail? We want a glitter mermaid tail. So I'm just going to get out some of my glitters here. Let's see. Ooh, what color should we do? How about, oh, I've got this really pretty blue, you guys. Oh, oh, oh. So I will just kind of toss some blue on that. Woo! That is so pretty. I am going to be a gorgeous mermaid. Okay. Then, after we did that, you can do as much glitter as you want. I'm just going to keep it at that. Now I'm going to glue on my scales. Put a little glue on and now here's what I love. You really don't have to be precise on this at all. And you can put them just in little places. Maybe I don't want to cover the whole thing because I am loving the paint that we did on this. So I might just kind of do some just down here and down here. And this is a fun one. I'm going to put some here just to overlap because I love overlapping art. I love the 3D effect of art so much. That's That's my favorite. So there we go. Just something really fun. Okay, now that I have that, see how cool that's coming out? I'm gonna just finish this side up real quick. And this will need to dry, obviously, okay? But we're gonna make a mess with my fingers now, just so you guys can see how cool our mermaid tail looks. The next thing you're gonna need is a hole punch, and we're gonna punch a couple holes up on the top there. Okay, I'm gonna move these. Now, when you do a hole punch, you're gonna wanna make sure that you get it more into the paper or the cardboard so that you don't pull the string out and it breaks the cardboard. So here we go. That's as far as it goes there. And then I'm going to do another one just over here. There we go. Perfect. Then what I've got is I've got just some string here. And I cut a piece so we can do this. Then what I suggest is that if you're wearing like short socks or something like I am today, to probably put on a pair of long socks so it doesn't rub on your ankles. But then I'm going to just string through just like, oh, come on, string. Okay, start from the back and go to the front and then whoop it over. Whoop it. That's a good word to use. Whoop it over just like that. Then what I'm going to do is then I can tie it to my legs just like this. Okay. And hello, I have a mermaid tail. How fun was that, you guys? And then you can play with it. Let it dry kind of flat. And then you can go play with your mermaid tail. Just like me, swimming in the ocean. Well, I hope you enjoyed our books today, you guys, and our craft. Stay tuned for the rest of our fun, magical creatures. And then next week is Timeless Tales, which are really super fun. So stay tuned for all of that. All right, you guys, we will see you next week, and maybe some of you will join us again for a 3 o'clock start time. Okay, bye, you guys. Have a great Wednesday.